I mean, have you ever tasted it? I don't know, because you're,
Creme brulee or the
No.
the stuff that comes out? We could make a salty beverage, though. That could be fun. That could be...
I don't like salty beverages.
You don't like salt around the rim?
No.
You don't like to lick the rim, the salty rim?
No. I don't even like that word, the rim. It just... I wonder why I don't like it. It's like all the words I don't like.
What about the tip? Do you like the tip?
I don't like the tip. I don't like moist.
You don't like the rim or the tip? What about the letter A?
I'm too dumb for that. What do you mean by letter A? Explain yourself!
I was just thinking,
Maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Is this something I don't want to know? Yeah.
let's just move on.
Just like...
If you know, you know. And if you don't know...
It's
don't
weird
need to
because
know.
I'm like street smart and like, grew up on the streets, but then when it comes to like all like sexual stuff or whatever, just think of me as like a 9-year-old. Like, don't tell me.
Okay, speaking of sexual stuff, I have a question.
Yeah.
About that.
Oh God.
How do you feel about someone recommending
Something
a dick?
about a rim?
Like, they've, like, tried it on for size, they've played around with it, they're like, this is a good one. You should totally jump on that. And, and it's, like, someone directly recommending it to you. How do you feel about that?
No. Like, recommendations that come with, like, skin touching. Just, yeah, like, no.
Recommendations that come with... What about if someone recommends someone's a good hugger? They give good hugs. Would you want to try it out and see if it's true?
It's less creepy.
It's creepy to have a dick recommendation? Or, like, a vagina? I'm not trying to, like, label you one way or the other.
Like, I've had that many times, and people don't get that it's a weird thing. I don't know if they would like that, where it's just like, oh my God, you should totally date this guy.
People that
He's
recommend
so
it, like
awesome. He's sweet. He's funny. He's so fucking good in bed. His dick is just like, just hits that spot, and it's so... God, that one time, and it's just like, do you want his number? Like,
that definitely makes me uncomfortable.
No.
Does it ruin all chances of you ever being with that person if someone does that? Like, what if you end up getting to know them really well, and, like, you make this really great connection, but then in the back of your mind, you're just like, this person talked about such graphic detail of, would that ruin that person forever? Yeah. Even what if you fell in love with them? You still would never be able to, like,
I think if that person that recommended me is not, like, there, part of our community, and is, like, goes far, far, far away, there's a chance. But if they're, like, over there, and I'm, like, now with this person, and then the person that recommended them is, like over there, like, no. No. No! I mean, even in community here, like, where we live, when people break up, and then
someone's on the market,
date a new person, but the person that they broke, like, is still there. It's just like you're literally looking at each other like, yeah, we shared that dick. Like, it's fucking awkward.
Eskimo sisters.
What?
It's called being an Eskimo sister with someone.
Why?
I don't know. I actually don't know why, but I've been Eskimo
because Eskimo sisters
with
always
people,
shared
and I don't
penises.
like it. I don't like it. No. It's not just about the penis. It's just about, like, the sex part.
Because Eskimo sisters always had sex with the same guy.
Or you could be Eskimo, siblings. If
so
it's
you don't think
opposite
that's
sexes.
probably like a racist thing to say?
It probably is.
I can't say ching chong cha, but like you can say that.
I mean,
just because there's not that many Eskimos and they live far away.
They're like
so
out,
makes it okay.
up far or down south.
Up.
Is it north or south? It's gotta be south. Like Antarctica is.
No, there's nothing there.
Is that south or
No.
north? It's north. It's the North
North,
Pole.
yeah.
It's where Santa Claus is. All those elves and stuff, and Will Ferrell's up there.
So I like to do never eat silkworms, so then you know, like, the directions.
That still won't really help me. I grew up in Colorado. If you can't see the mountains, like, obviously, like, if you're, like, on the Denver
You're
side,
blind.
on the Front Range side, then I have no idea which way is which. Because, like, the mountains are always west.
Oh, are you bad with direction?
Yes. When I went to
So
Seattle,
like when you're going
the
down on
opposite.
when you're going down on somebody,
Uh-huh.
they should never be like north, northeast. If you like knew that you could have much healthier and more just like the best relationships of your life, but you just like took the sex part completely away, would you choose to do that?
I need a little more information than that, like.
So, starting now, like all sex is gone. Nobody has sex anymore.
Can you still masturbate? Can you still have orgasms?
No, like that whole body part just doesn't work. We're like aliens. We don't have that part. But your relationships now is like everybody communicates so well. They're so caring. There's like no more fucking each other over whatsoever. So you can have these really healthy, just like stimulating on every single level, but there's no sex. Would you choose that?
No.
So you'd rather have toxic, fucked up relationships where you can still fuck?
Yes.
Good to know. I'm just so not a sex person. I could just totally do without it. That's why it's really... Yeah. And I think it causes so much fighting. It's got to be the top thing that people fight about. Money, sex, and social media. Like, sex is something that every couple, either one person wants it more than the other person, because the other person doesn't know how to do it to please the other person. So it's like the cycle, and it's just like they don't talk about it, and then they're like, oh yeah, you know, when you're married for 10 years, it's normal not to want to touch each other with a 10-foot pole. And like, that's just the normal. Like, we accept it as like, this is normal. It's very sad. Whereas like, that part goes away anyway. Like, if you're in a long-term relationship after 10 years, you're not going to be having sex every week. So why not
Every week? That's it? Jesus.
You're not going to be having, that's like...
Like once a week?
Like, they have sex, what, once a year? Once every 3 years? I'm just saying. You're going to have to bleep that out.
Yeah.
How about we make a new rule where we don't use any people's names personally, but we just use, like, a nickname for them. So we'll just
J-Town?
be like... Who's J-Town? Oh, okay. But no, they can't know who it is either. So it's got to be like a coded name.
Yeah, but then how am I going to know what you're talking about?
I just whispered in your ear.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of whispering. Okay, what would you... So, we talked about this a while ago, but it was in a different format. What would you not do for like, if you met the one, like, in a way that you've never... Like, somebody that you just literally have that feeling where you're just like, I think this is, like, this one chance... Like, this is the one person of my life. Like, we just have... Everything is just so amazing and so perfect. What would you not do for that person? You know, like
What
the
I
Meatloaf
not
song?
do?
The Meatloaf song? I would do
Yeah, but I won't do
for
that.
love, but I won't do that.
I don't... Are we talking sexual or, like, anything?
Anything.
My mind went to sexual first.
Like, imagine this is like the perfect person. You don't fight. Like, it's so fulfilling in every single way. And then they're like, oh, but will you move to Afghanistan? And, you know, like, just, like, would you relocate for somebody?
I mean, I have.
Uh-huh. Would
So, I don't know,
would
would I
you
do it again?
have a baby?
Maybe. Would I have
For
a
them?
baby for them?
Mm.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not, but maybe.
Can you picture yourself with a big belly? What do you think you would hate the most about being pregnant?
I don't know.
You don't even want to, like, imagine that. It's so
I had
terrible.
a dream that I had a baby. I've had dreams that I've had babies, but this, I don't even know if I've had a dream since this dream.
Like,
about
it's
having
your baby.
babies. It was my baby. I had no idea how I got the baby. I had this suspicion that it was this one guy or something. I was just like, did you?
Or, like,
Did
maybe
we
you
have,
kidnapped it.
No. I definitely like
It had, like, curly hair.
conceived the baby in the natural way with like some dude that I like was like uncertain who it was, but I just like had I already had like I had a baby. I wasn't like pregnant. I just like had this baby. I was like, how did I get this baby? I knew it was mine, and like all I wanted to do was like breastfeed
Get rid of it?
No, I wanted to
Throw it in a dumpster.
And like that's the thing that's always felt like kind of weird to me is like doing that, but like in the dream I was like wanting that, and it was like super weird. I was like, whoa, that was a fucking weird dream.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. There's like a point like when you're
maybe it just means that you really want to like be needed and care for something.
Yeah, that I mean that's a good feeling to have, to be like needed. That's what
A
they
good
always
feeling?
say.
That's like my number one, like without that, like that. I think that's the number one reason why people who have kids will just be like, oh my god, there's nothing like it, blah, blah, blah. Because of that.
Because you feel like you have purpose.
Because you literally
feel
feel like this thing would just die without you. It's not even that they like really need. It's like no, they would die. Like you literally are. I mean, if
you're everything. You're like their whole world.
Yeah, and that feels fucking powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like that like crazy. I mean, that's like your ego or whatever, but like it definitely feels like very. You're like oh, and then they like. You know, turn whatever age, and they're like, "Fuck you, mom." And you're like, and then you just like hit.
Yeah, and then you have another baby to make up for that.
It's a cycle. It's
or you steal someone's baby. Or you just wait at the fire station for someone to drop off a baby, and then you just snatch it up.
I don't think that's a real thing.
Well, how would you know unless you're hanging out by the fire station?
I don't think you would go to the fire station if you're dropping off your baby. Like, everybody is expecting you to do that. You would just go to, like, Walmart parking lot or anywhere else.
Hang out, like, in the back of a store by a dumpster? Dumpster diving for babies?
That's too cruel. You went too far.
I'm sorry.
We're not in Africa. We're in the civilized nation, first world.
I mean, in the civilized first world nation.
Where Trump will soon be president.
Heard of it happening.
Okay, for how much money would you fuck Trump?
$0.
You would fuck him for $0?
No. No. There's no amount of money that would give, like, there's like a
Freudian slip.
Was he like 77 or something? Like he's like in his upper 70s. Like, first of all, I don't really want to have sex with a man, and then it being
he might just be like 50,
a really,
but, like,
really
old
bad. Man.
He went to the sunbed like way too many times.
Like, no. How about you? How much?
Oh, not that much.
Like $5,000?
No, more than that. I wouldn't
10,000?
fuck anybody for $5,000.
10 grand?
I mean, he's probably really gross. Like, I can't even imagine what his dick and balls is like.
20 grand? You do it for 20?
Sure, I'll do it for 20. Am I allowed to get?
You're gonna make way more money. Like, you're like, oh, I had sex with Trump. Like, you'll probably make, like, at least $2 million on that.
I mean, nobody's gonna believe me. I can say that now.
Yeah, film it. And then you release the sex tape. You sell it to someone. You know?
Would that help his presidency? No.
Probably.
That would ruin my life. I don't know if that's worth $20,000. Don't spit on my couch.
I didn't spit. You get the 20 grand for doing the deed, but then you have the tape, and then you sell that for like $2 million.
Nobody's gonna pay $2 million for a tape.
Do you even call it a tape anymore? Does that just like make me seem really old? Like the time I was talking to like those children that were like, you know, like college age children and still over enthusiastic.
And they were like, what is this older drunken madam?
But I mean, don't I could still pass for like 17.
I think they still do call it tape.
No?
Just because you're short and you have like curly hair.
What about 27? Maybe 27.
Have you ever
23?
Have you ever straightened your hair? I would love to see what you look like with you know, Friends, Jennifer Aniston and Friends, like just like a straight little like.
I have pictures. I don't want to straighten my hair.
Well, of course. Why would you take gold and like swap it for aluminum?
It's like such a weird thing. There was like, okay, there's like two moments. There's one moment I straightened my hair, and this guy's like, I hung out with his sister all the time, and I came over to their house, and my hair was straight, and he was just like, oh, hey girl, what's up? And I was just like, what the fuck? And then this other time, this is all in high school, this other time, like someone like did my makeup,
or you didn't
and they just like painted my face like a clown.
Like geisha?
And then all these guys were just like, what's up? And I was just like, ugh, it makes me
when
like them
you say a clown,
less.
you mean like it was a lot of makeup or actually like a clown?
No,
like from
it
Batman
was just
movie?
a lot of makeup.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was, like, the eyeliner, like, just, like, a full makeup, like, I'm a full girl face painted onto me. And then all of a sudden, all these guys were like, what's up? And I was like, oh, God, it makes me like them all less. Because they didn't, like, notice me before, and now all of a sudden, because I have this, like, paint on my face, they, like, want to say hey.
Because they're kind of, like, blind, you know? Like, they need the highlighting.
Well, they've been brainwashed and conditioned by the whole, like, what beauty is and all that.
Yeah. I mean, this comes back to the thing of why I don't like sex, because I think porn has just become, like, such a huge thing that I don't think most men, like, what do you think is the percentage of men that do not watch any pornography? Really? In this country? Maybe not in Africa, because they're, like,
it's gotta be close to zero, right?
Yeah. It's gotta be, like, 1%.
What about women?
Women are much less, I would say.
What percentage of women are watching porn? So you gotta like phrase the question differently.
No, but then you can't.
Like 50%?
You can't like compare it as easily.
But do you think it's 50%? What are the percentage of women
that watch porn?
Yeah,
I'd say like 20% maybe.
20%?
What do you think it is?
It's got to be 50 at least.
You watch pornography?
We're not talking about me. We're talking about women.
Well, I'm gonna take a poll right now so like we can check.
I don't want to do that poll.
Not at all, because it's so bad, or because like now everybody's gonna assume it's really bad. So probably your truth is probably better than whatever everybody's assuming, including me. Like, I don't watch any porn ever, but there have been times was like I'm like house sitting in a house and I've like checked out all of their little drawers and cupboards and I've like looked through all of their things. And there's just, like, absolutely, there's, like, snow day, and there's, like, nothing to do. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll masturbate. And then I think about all the little hidden web cameras that are probably there, so I, like, cover myself with a big blanket, and I, like, pretend that I'm, like, watching a different kind of movie. And I very, very, like, subtly will masturbate. And watch, but I watch, like, subtly? Is that not a word?
No, I was just laughing at what you're saying.
And the porn that I like to watch is, like, very, very weird, which maybe we don't need to discuss that. But, like, in a year, how many times do I watch porn? It's, like, 3, maybe.
Do you think that's, like, the average for, like, a
No, I
typical woman?
I definitely think there are women that are, like, do not. Especially, like, older women. Like, I don't think no 62-year-old ladies, like...
Okay,
do
you think that, like, someone who's, like, extremely sexually active, like, like, all the different labels you can put on it?
They're, like, watching the most porn.
You think they are?
Yeah.
I have a...
Because they just have a more sexual, like... Because it's like a monster that, like, once you awaken it, you, like, need it more. You know, it's just like a drug.
But if they're having sex constantly with all these people, like, why would they need to watch porn?
They probably watch porn with the people. Because they get so bored, like, you can only do missionary and doggy and whatever, all the other, like, backward cartwheel, whatever, wheelbarrow, so many times before it's like, okay. Like,
but when it's with a new person, it's like, it's got that fresh...
Sure.
feel.
But then you just get herpes and you got other problems.
So then you have to start watching porn.
So do you watch porn, like, more than 5 times a day?
Yes.
Oh. Really?
No. That's an insane question. 5 times a day? Who watches porn 5 times a day?
Oh, a lot of dudes. Like, that I know.
Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's just
okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. Is it?
As you
3?
thought?
Like, I was thinking you're, like, just all day long, just up in your little triangle, just like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I want to ask you a question.
2 shots in. What?
Are beetles in the animal kingdom?
Well, I would say yes, but now that you're asking it that way, it's like, you know, when it's like obvious a trick question.
Why would you say yes?
Because they're an animal. They walk and breathe and eat.
What about ants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this going somewhere, or are you just...
Okay, so, like, there was this moment where I thought that insects were not in the animal kingdom.
Like when you were 3?
Like a few years ago. And my partner at the time got very angry at me because, like, I made such convincing arguments as to, like, why they weren't in the animal kingdom.
So it's like all bugs, all insects?
Yeah.
Like spiders too?
Yeah, I mean...
Snakes?
I didn't really
Where's
get it.
the line?
I don't know. Just, I was thinking insects and bugs and stuff. And then I started making these arguments, and she's like, you're literally convincing other people to believe this thing that is completely wrong. And she got so fucking mad at me. Come on, let's play music. Let's not talk about this anymore.
Fucking road.
Was that you?
No, that was you. And did you eat sushi? I don't know.
Have you ever had a dick in your mouth that you didn't want in there? Have you?
Every single one. Have you ever watched... Every single one. Like, can I think of a time where I had a dick in my mouth and I was like... like, you know...
Does anyone
like
feel
soft
that way?
serve ice cream, or like...
We know someone
like
that feels that way.
cheesecake. You like put it on creme brulee. I had creme brulee.
Cheesecake?
I had creme brulee last night.
Cheesecake flavored dick.
I had like creme brulee from Aldi's that I kind of... Olivia was like, oh, what about this creme brulee? And I looked at it and I was like, oh, fucking creme brulee from a grocery store? Like, ew. But then I got it anyway because it was very cheap. And I was eating it last night and I was like, this shit is so good. And I was literally thinking that if God or the universe or whatever wanted us to suck dick, they would have made the jizz taste like creme brulee. That would make me want to suck the dick. The stuff that comes out, I mean, have you ever tasted it? I don't know, because you're, you know.
Creme brulee or the dick?
No.
The stuff that comes out?
This is why we should not drink tequila. I hope this is not the episode that your dad chooses to watch. No, but for real, like people.
He probably would like it.
Like people who like, are there women that are like, oh my god, I love it. Have they? Do they taste it? Do they have like some weird like do they have the problem? You know, like after COVID, a lot of people lost their like sense of taste. Like maybe the 3 girls on the planet that like just like dick don't have any taste buds. Now that I'm wiser and older, if I am ever in a sex situation, you know, if that happens again, like I'm like you know those airline, when you landing the plane, they're like landing the plane and there's like the people with the sticks that are like, like that's what now like there's not even a question of spit or swallow. It's like in there on the sock, put it on this thing. Like I'm just like very clear directions where that shit's gotta go. Nowhere near my body.
So you have swallowed.
This is gotta be some kind of spit or swallow.
Will you sing
Creme
a chorus?
brulee.
What you got?
Not up in the hair. Not up in my eye.
I don't wanna swallow.
I don't wanna spit.
Or spit.
I don't wanna swallow. I don't wanna swallow. I don't wanna spit. I don't wanna put it.
I don't want any part of that dick. I don't wanna swallow. I don't wanna spit.
I don't want any part of that dick. Get it away from me, or I'll...
Keep going. That's good. Keep getting there. these feelings deep within my soul, not the backside, not the backside. You keep your jizz out of the backside, get the fuck out, like of my house.
But we need it sometimes.
Like for babies?
I do need some sperm unvaccinated. Preferably from some young.
We need that Viking sperm to make the babies create themselves within the... No,
not Missouri.
I can't.
Not
I
Missouri
can't.
sperm.
I can't. Missouri sperm has been negated to be anything that should be
No Roundup. No Roundup in my sperm.
impregnated. By the doctor that she saw, and she dropped her fucking jaw, and she just like, really? For real? Where do I get the Viking